Hi, hello viewers and learners. I welcome you to the third part presentation of the employee-employer relationships in India. And in this unit, we cover the rights of civil servants. Who are civil servants? Number one, the rights of civil servants, the problems in employee-employer relationships, and finally, we have some global comments, overall comments covering the things that were also mentioned in part 1 and 2 of the lecture. The civil servants are the employees under the government. We have, as you know, there are three layers of government. India is a multi-layered system of government. We have the union government, we also call it as central government, we have the state governments, and also we have governments at the level of the local bodies. I think after the 73rd and 74th amendment, we keep saying that we have third tier government. The third tier governments are the municipalities, municipal corporations, panchayat raj institutions. There are also employees, and the rules of for the civil servants. Civil servants is a term, actually I should mention, this is to demarcate. When the East India Company was ruling us, we had two sets of employees, the military servants and the civil servants. The rules for civil servants are different from the rules for the military servants. The military servants, they were treated differently because of the nature of employment, and therefore, here the civil servants refers to government employees. They may relate to different cadres. There are central government employees, there are state government employees, there are all India service employees. India is a country which has a peculiar system of employees serving both the union government and state governments, and sometimes even the local bodies, and it also covers a huge number of employees. The employees of the government have certain rights, and these are known as rights of the civil servants, and including these rights are also enshrined in article 311. You know, it is not easy to remove a government employee. Sometimes the government employees may be unruly, or maybe the party in power may not be happy with the particular government employee. So, that government employee cannot be just arbitrarily removed. As far as government employees are concerned, there is no hire and fire system. Hire and fire system is largely applicable to private sector. Hire and fire means you can take anybody and dump anybody. Of course, that is what is happening in private sector. We keep hearing and seeing in the newspapers that some company lays off 12,000 people, 13,000 people. You see, it can just happen like that, but in case of civil servants, it cannot happen. And the civil servants, the government employees have right to a fair hearing and to present a defense. An employee can, before an employee is there is a grievance procedure, details are mentioned. First, what the government can do to an employee who is not doing right. So, there are different stages. A censure is there, memo is given, suspension is there, inquiry is there, dismissal is there. Like this, there are different things, and the law, the constitution also gives protection to this. And the government employees also have basic political rights as citizens, as all other citizens are, such as voting. Of course, the government employees cannot contest elections. If they want to contest elections, they have to resign and contest. Before they are relieved from their job, they cannot seek election. And now, largely they have voting, but these days you also hear that postal ballot is also there if their employee is not able to go. They cannot canvass for a political party. So, there are certain restrictions. They have political rights, they can have their views, but they should not air their views very controversially, and they have to air their views. Even if they are having some views, they should not directly criticize the government under which they are working. Suppose you may think that what happens if the government employee criticizes the government. So, the government employee is supposed to, we have in a system of democracy, we have a representative democracy, people as representatives take decisions, but these have to be implemented by the civil servants. So, these civil servants should not have independent views, therefore, they have to subordinate their views. And one more thing is that civil servants are supposed to be neutral. Here neutrality means political neutrality. They should not take a stand. Say for example, there are government changes, as in Telangana we had BRS government, TRS government or BRS government. Now Congress government is there. Tomorrow some other government might come. So, they should not take sides as far as ideology is concerned. So, therefore, they are supposed to maintain neutrality between various political parties, and the government employees rights also include the retirement benefits, the service conditions. It is said that the service conditions of an employee or the employees cannot be, or the retirement benefits cannot be discontinued with prospective effect, with retrospective effect. Retrospective means from back date. You cannot just without making a law and all that, you cannot change, or after making law also the existing employees who are appointed under different other laws. So, they continue to get the benefits. In fact, in one of the judgments on retirement benefits, the court has ruled that retirement benefits, retirement salary is a deferred wage. Deferred wage means the employee has worked and you have not paid a part of it, employer has not paid part of it. So, that part which is not paid is being paid now. Now, they have a right to freedom of speech, which is not absolute, and it is subject to conduct rules. The conduct rules are known as civil service conduct rules. Now, the implications of civil servant rights. There is a compulsion of neutrality. Civil servants are expected to maintain impartiality and neutrality, and are restricted from engaging in active politics or misusing their position for political gain, to please some politicians or not to displease some politicians. They are not supposed to do such things. But of course, practically there are a lot of allegations, there are lots of doubts about the political leanings of civil servants. In fact, as a matter of fact, since independence till now, there has been a steep decline in the neutrality of the civil servants, and this is a very controversial thing, and this is not supposed to be there. The civil servants, they may have their private views, but they should not mix their private views with their job working. They have to honestly serve the party in power, even if they do not like. And there is a doctrine of pleasure, which is overriding. In some cases, civil servants, though they have rights, they have protection under the constitution, but the government can remove some particular individuals, employees, under certain circumstances, such as conviction for criminal offences or for reasons of state security. If there are very grave reasons that are compromising the state security, the government can remove a person, but the doctrine of pleasure is very rarely exercised. Now, there are several causes for poor employee-employer relationship. There are conflicts, lack of safety facilities, health issues, absenteeism, employee burnout. In some cases, the employees are over exercised, and the lack of pay rise, unfair treatment, workforce bullying. Bullying is just threatening the employees. There are performance problems, improper appraisal of performance. There are no proper systems of performance appraisal of civil servants. There may be workplace discrimination, maybe local, non-local discrimination, caste discrimination. There are also issues of compliance. There may be sometimes the employee's conduct or behavior, the relations between employer and employees also depend on the nature and the quality of the people who are on the ground, or the bosses and the subordinates. And the poor interpersonal communications are generally a problem in the government. The government suffers from a lot of hierarchy and bureaucracy, and therefore, generally what we see, this is a colonial hangover. This is coming from the British colonial days, where the government the government employees view each other in terms of superior subordinates rather than as equals. So, this mentality has to go. This comes in the way of team play and all that. There are several challenges in employee-employer relationship. There is a political interference, rigid bureaucratic structures are there, the union's role is there, outdated labor laws are there. In fact, mercifully recently the government has enacted the labor codes, and there are issues of low morale and job security concerns, and of course, there are many other things. Finally, to wrap up the whole thing, employer-employee relationship is a very important area in personnel administration and human resource management. The quality, the performance of the government largely depends on smooth and harmonious relationships between the government and its employees, or the bosses working on the scene and the employees working in the organization's government offices. And towards this, the new labor codes are there. In spite of all this, I think there are still some issues. The employees, many employees are now getting highly politicized. They are taking ideological stands openly, sometimes in social media, and all that employees are sending messages, including police officers, all that. So, they are resorting to sending exchanging of messages, indicting the certain parties, opposition parties or ruling party. This is not correct, and because in a democracy political changes are always possible. A party that was nowhere suddenly becomes a ruling party. A ruling party becomes a party out of office, and under these circumstances, it is important for all the government employees to remember that they are there to serve. They are basically known as public servants. They are servants of the people, not the servants of political parties. So, therefore, this sense of discrimination and understanding should be there, and with these points, let us conclude the lecture. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, listeners.